Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Hollywood After Dark, episode number 45 for the 8th of August, 2021. Today, of course, is a very sad day, as the whitest kid you know co-founder Trevor Moore has passed away this weekend. And in a much lesser note, the Suicide Squad apparently isn't doing as well. But is it a flop? Let's talk about that and more, and a really interesting live stream I was on today, right fucking now. Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing? Welcome to the show tonight. I know that I said that I was going to take the weekend off. I know that I said I wasn't going to be back until Monday, but as things happen, things have happened that, one, devastated me. The loss of Trevor Moore absolutely devastated me yesterday when I got that news. I did do a quick kind of thoughts video on it over on the Real Board channel. Non-monetized, just kind of putting my thoughts out there. So if you feel anything like I do, go check it out. You might. I've heard people have said it's cathartic. I'm just gonna say that's what they've said. So there's that. I want to talk about that a little bit tonight as well. We've also just want to give a quick shout out here to the channel members. Thank you guys for your constant support, your consistent support. You guys are fantastic. I thank you all for being here. And then also for this month, we are giving away a 4K copy, by the way, of Howard the Duck. All you got to do to get in on that action is super chat, become a channel member, or join the patreon.com/Matt Jarbo. Look at that sexy fucking face. Get in on the action on there. And there we go. That's my shilling for the day. I like to keep it quick, 30 seconds or less, you know, like sex. Anyway, tonight I'm going to be joined by some friends of mine. I want to bring them in right now. We've got Ty from Pop Culture Corner and Mad Max, the Mandalorian. What's going on, guys?
Hey, Ty. Hey.
Hey, guys.
Matt, I've calmed down a little bit.
You calmed down, Max? You were going pretty hot. You were going pretty hot tonight.
Yeah, I'm tired of minimalizing my critique of the film. Just blanket statements based on what fandom I'm in. I've been very fair to James Gunn. I think there are great things about it, but I do have my concerns, and I think overall it is a short success that could have been a lot better if it just to wind it down into a short synopsis. If you just to take example, not the Snyderverse or Air Cut, but Harley Quinn the animated series, how much fan service there is and appreciation to other characters and stuff, and constantly avoiding it is why it doesn't reach the success it could be.
I see your point. I do see your point with that. I'm not going to lie. I
want Harley to move on, but I want to see it. I want to see that Joker interaction. And I love Margot too, but there's obviously, she does not want to have anything to do with that storyline, except alluding to it and saying I'm moving past it.
Probably. And I think that makes a lot of sense given the stories you've heard coming off of that set. So you kind of get that a little bit there.
Sorry, but I didn't mean to. And I am very interested in the whitest kid you know. I want to look into that and give respect to this comedian.
Yeah, we'll talk
based on your love for him.
Ty. I'll show a clip here. It's a short one. It's one of their funniest skits for people who don't know about that here in a minute or two. But hey, Ty, how's it going, buddy?
It's going good, man. I'm a little aggravated tonight, so.
You sound really kind of demure, though. You don't sound aggravated, Ty. I'm waiting for it to come out.
When I get going, it'll come out.
Okay. Should we get Saggy on here so it comes out when you get going?
Fuck you, man.
Let's give it up to Ty. You have a great voice for this type of content too, Ty. What does Palpatine say? I look forward to your career, to young Anakin.
I'll be watching your career with great interest.
I'll be watching your career with great interest, Ty from Pop Culture. And I have a channel too, Ty, in case you're wondering. And if you want to stop by sometime. Of course. I don't have the clout as Jarbo has, but
I don't have clout. I have people who hate me.
Dude, honestly, today, earlier I had on Adam Hart, and listen, I didn't realize all the shit he's been in. Like, I knew he was Polka Dot Man's stunt double, but I mean, this dude was in Inception, Dark Knight,
Oh, cool.
300, he doubled as Captain America. Like, he's been in every Blade Runner 2049. He's like, he's Ryan Gosling's like double and Christian Bale's double.
Basically the best parts of the movie. Like, we always praise the actors, but not the stunt.
No, exactly. And it was so enlightening to talk to him. And then, Austin came in and, we had a good conversation. And Austin was like, oh yeah, me and Jarbo are going to go on a Nicotina show today. And it's going to be us. And then Nicotina and Zeverfet. And we're going to be discussing, like, those two didn't like it. Me and Jarbo liked it. So it's going to be a fun, healthy conversation. And then I watch it and it's a fucking gang up on 6v2 gang up, fucking toxicity up the ass.
Oh, I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah. I don't care what you agree with. Like,
all right,
honestly,
cool,
on this part. No, I'm saying,
okay.
God, I watched it and I was disgusted at what they did. So,
okay.
It was presented to me as like
a healthy conversation.
Yeah. I mean,
not Nicotina fucking bringing his gang in, and then it's them all just coming at you guys. Like, talk about toxicity in the fandom, and that was it. And it pissed me the fuck off.
He also did but he did like a little promo for it, and that was the thing. He did this little promo. Let me just download it and upload it here real quick. That was kind of like, I thought it was like this kind of friendly, like, let's just like talk a little bit of crap towards each other, a friendly little brawl, like, sort of thing.
Friendly, whatever, like that's what I thought. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, yeah, I'd love to watch. Like, I'm going to support because Austin's a part. I didn't mean to sound like that to you, Max. It's not.
No, I like it. I like the side of your time. Fire.
I brought Austin into my team.
Big tap.
So when he's disrespected, I feel disrespected. Okay. And I know he felt disrespected, so I'm not gonna fucking take that.
Okay.
Well, this is if you didn't see it, this is the promo that they put out for this particular.
So
debate.
your opinion, even with it being a little bit lopsided, with the like more against it, it wasn't a healthy conversation. It went toward a side of mocking the other side.
No,
it wasn't a healthy debate.
No, and
okay.
If you look at Austin's face at the end of that stream, he just looks defeated. Like, I
didn't see the end of the stream.
Like,
I dipped out to go have dinner.
Yeah,
so.
he looked like he did.
Oh, you left him hanging, Matt. No.
He was like he didn't know.
That's a hard situation.
It felt like he went into a setup. So like I will no longer be associating with Andre or any. I like ACS. I like Dawson. I'll still I'll hang with them or whatever. But
I'd ask if you pump the brakes there a little bit, because he's a good guy. Maybe it wasn't his intention. I think things could be worked out. And then this cutting people off is where this fandom actually gets more toxic, in my opinion.
Well,
a situation like this maybe wasn't intended.
Wait, hold on there. Let me just say, yeah, H Bart's here, did drop a $2 super chat. Thank you. Talking about on at the same time, so hard to choose. I know Enosh is on right now. It's honestly, this wasn't really meant to be like I wasn't planning this stream. It just kind of happened tonight. And so there we have it on that one. Rational Skeptic here. Can we talk about the DC League I sent you? Yeah, you sent it to Twitter. I'll check that. We'll get to everything, then we'll get to that real quick. But I want to play. This is the promo Nicotina put on Twitter and on Instagram.
Can I say one thing first? It's easy for this to happen when the audience is very pro certain way.
Well,
when you don't have a mixed audience.
Yes, we're not. Hold on, we're not talking about the audience.
Yeah,
we're not talking about the audience here. Let me just watch this. Just watch this.
Sure.
that was the.
Okay.
You know, hold on, Ty. We can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Come on, and this goes for Jarbo too.
That was fun. Rocky, and I mean, I don't have a problem. If I want to be honest, I want to hear you out, Ty. I value your opinion. That part I don't have I think that's fun.
Well, again, but Max, hold on. You're missing. You're missing the overall point here. The point was it was played up as like meant to be this this brawl, Nicotina versus Jarbo, and it was Nicotina barely said anything. You know, like it was people I didn't know were going to come in. I thought it was just going to be like Zeverfett because Zeverfett was tagged, and Austin because Austin was asked to come on. I guess other people were invited to come on as well, but they didn't come on. And it ended up becoming this 6v2 situation, which is fine. I don't care about any of that.
Matt, I know you can defend yourself, and I know you can defend what you like. I know you can stand up for what you believe in.
Yeah.
It's just like Austin's still new to this.
Yeah.
And he went into something that he had no idea. And with people that he doesn't know, and he's trying to make friends with the community, and he's trying to build relationships amongst the people that he respects, and then he gets into that. This is what I don't like.
I feel your feelings on that. I get it. This is a constant problem in the fandom that's not isolated to this situation, is how we treat new people, even like collaborators. We can be very off-putting in our groups and our cliques. And I would give the benefit of the doubt to Andre. Maybe some people wouldn't show up. The assumption here in the chat is that it was planned. I don't know that. I can't say that for any reason. And I do know most of his audience is probably going to, I would assume, not like this film.
Sorry, Music Man, let me explain. So I was invited on the stream initially, and it was supposed to be like 2v2 with Nicotina and Zeverfett.
6 versus 2.
It ended up becoming 6 versus 2. Rail thought it was going to be the 4 nerds versus me, which I think would have been a little bit, I don't know, a little bit, not that I felt at any point in time it was an unfair fight, because at no point in time
that just shows Jarbo's clout. He's worth 4 Snyder cultists. No.
Well, but let me just say that there's nothing wrong with healthy conversation about the movie, right? Like, if you don't like it and I like it, let's talk about why we don't like it. We don't like it. No, it wasn't like I watched the whole thing. It was not that. It was berating and like it wasn't that. I don't know how else to say it. And then you know what I mean? Like, I'm the first one to like a healthy debate. I really am.
Well, Ty, I really like that you're bringing this up, because it's something that me and my friends need to think about. I'm going to do a topic later in the week, just so you know, is new Snyder Cut fans or Snyderverse fans can't stand old Snyderverse fans. It's like situations like this where people are positive towards it, and they just get so in their little crew and clique, they don't understand that this is the perception. Like, a lot of people outside looking in, besides their normal viewers on that stream, this is the perception, and they don't see it. And I appreciate what you're saying, though. It is a large concern, and we are really making it not a cool place for newcomers. Or I'm not saying your friend isn't well known, versed in the culture either. I'm just saying, new to like the really hardcore pro Snyder Cut fans, it's not a welcoming place.
No. Well, the thing is, it could be like, okay, so I know that there was a criticism of me after I left, where I think I forget who it was. Someone had said that I like to be the smartest guy in the room.
I agree with that comment.
And what did I say to you when that was said to me in our conversation? I said, well, don't make me the smartest guy in the room. And my point of saying that is, I went into this, I'm like, look, they set me up to be the heel. They set me up to be the fight. They set me up to come in there and to have to defend this movie that I've been defending all fucking weekend and shit. And like, you know, and more or less like go at it with these guys. And all they've got is, why the fuck is Randall Flagg okay with a weasel? and it just like, and that was their argument. That was what they kept harping on. And it was this weird nitpick. That wasn't even a story plot element. It was just like, and it was completely blown out of the water when Rick Flag says,
maybe because he's sending him to his death possibly anyway.
No, it's like Rick says, I didn't pick the team.
Right. And it's not the equivalent of Harley Quinn, shooting the dictator because he might kill children. It's not the same.
No, not the same thing at all. But it was
same character.
It's completely a different situation entirely, and it was this pointless nitpick. But it was done on purpose, especially when we were talking about that. And I said, no, Rick had said moments later, I didn't pick the team.
Yeah,
and then Andre drops that stupid fucking Fatal J clip.
Yeah, and I can't stand those channels. And no offense to Enosh, I can't stand when I've been on that channel and you're trying to like make your point and they just drop. It's like 19 drops in a row and then you just look like an idiot. And you can't get your thoughts out. So I watch that and I completely agree that the dumb Fatal J fucking thing. Ugh.
I know, it was just like, and he was trying to be playful, but it's like we literally had just answered that like minutes earlier.
I think it was done in fun, and then you pretty much destroyed the argument before he was ready to play the clip. And
then he shouldn't have played the goddamn clip.
Right,
he shouldn't have played the goddamn clip.
Because I understand that argument, but because Fatal J actually pre-recorded a clip that was kind of playful towards you, Jarbo, it was. I think
it wasn't meant to be playful because that was something that was clearly predetermined. Because it was like
I think it was in fun. No.
It was meant to be a gotcha. It was meant to be a gotcha. It's all it was.
It's gotcha.
Because it was what was the guy's? I forget I don't even know who the fuck is all on that stream, to be honest with you.
It was like a regular Neil.
No, there's Neil, who was like the middle ground guy. Austin,
Phil Barker.
I don't know who he is. There was another guy in a t-shirt, the Deadpool shirt. I don't know his name, Barry something maybe. I don't know who these guys are. I've never interacted with them before. Not to say anything against their character. I don't know them.
I just fear that this stream here, I don't want it to be like start something from it either to get.
I'm not worried about starting anything. I'm just sitting there. I'm going to voice my opinion on this one and say like, I don't like to be. I don't mind like a healthy debate. I don't even mind the shitty ass gotcha. But it was along the lines of like, but it was more of a planned event because they'd already pre-established the conversation.
I was looking forward to you being on there.
I was looking forward to it too. Like I was really looking forward to it.
Listen, not to get anyone confused or anything confused. I was looking forward to it. I was looking forward to watching Austin go on his own and team up with Jarbo and do like a healthy debate with the two.
Can I propose something to you guys too? Why don't you guys do it right? Like do a debate series, like do it right with equal sides and do it chill.
At this point, like I just,
on other topics in the future, like that would be a great series. I don't know.
Yeah, I would love to.
I'm more than happy to have conversations about roughly anything. But it's like,
I mean, based on like healthy conversation, not going into nerd wars or uneven, do it a fair way. I would love to see that type of content.
Well, a lot of it, again, what it really boils down to is the idea here that there was dishonesty in an attempt. That's my issue, is that there was dishonesty because Austin didn't know what was going on. Austin is new to this game. And I like Austin quite a bit. So I was very happy to have him on the team. We were kind of DMing each other back and forth during this. And even I said that was like, I'm like, what's going on with this stream? Like, it just feels like they just brought in all these ringers in order to like do what for what fucking purpose? Like, that's the thing I don't get.
All those same people that were on there tonight were on ACS the night before saying all the same exact thing. So when Austin told me it was him and Austin and Jarbo, having a debate kind of thing with Zebrafet and Nicotina, I was like, oh, that sounds like really fun. Like I can't wait. I'd like to see, because that's going to be a fun little conversation. You two like it, they don't, and then it turned into some like a 6 verse 6 people who have already trashed the movie for whatever reason, coming in and just kind of like berating the situation. And it again, I just don't like, because Austin is like, I brought Austin in onto my team, and
I get that.
He's new. He like, honestly, he felt deflated after. Not to speak for him, but to speak for him. Like, it offends me because he was disrespected. I know Jarbo can handle his own.
Austin said he was going to dip when I dip, because I told Andre ahead of time I only had an hour. I only had an hour because it's like at a odd time for me in the afternoon. So I said, I can come on for an hour. We can do it for an hour. And then I even said, as I was leaving, I'm like, it'd be better if it was fewer people, because then we could have a better conversation. Otherwise, it just kind of, if every person has to get their point out, the round and round just takes forever. So I don't like even going on streams with more than 4 people generally.
What does that have to do with anything, Fatal?
I like.
I don't even highlight that. I mean, what does that? That's a bullshit argument, Fatal. I said I was defending you, Fatal. I said you're coming in good faith, and then you do that. That's bullshit.
Aw, shit. Fatal fucking idiotic dipshit dumb motherfucking Jay.
Okay, I don't want, Matt. I mean, it's your channel, but come on.
No, fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. Fuck this guy. Fuck this guy. Who fucking cares about you, Jay?
No,
I flag channels. Hold on. 3 years ago, today actually is when all that shit came out. 3 fucking years ago. All right, you're on there like fucking dropping some stupid little bullshit thing on Nicotina's fucking stream over an argument I destroyed literally minutes earlier. All right, I don't give a fuck about losing subs, dude. I could lose. I don't give a shit. I'm actually making more money right now streaming than I have in a long ass fucking time. So literally, fucking blow it out your dipshit dumb motherfucking ass. I don't give a shit about you. I don't give a shit about your fucking friends. You want to run your mouth about all the fucking people who didn't fucking invite you to Justice Con, or didn't fucking invite you to fucking deck the halls of justice, because you're a sniveling little cowardly piece of fucking shit. I don't fucking care about you and your inferiority complex to the fact that all these other people have out fucking performed you, outplayed you, outlasted you, that you had to run like a little bitch to the fandom fucking menace. People who fucking destroy fandoms, and you want to come in here running that little fucking mouth of yours, literally suck a dick. Literally suck a fucking dick. You don't fucking like what I have to say? Don't fucking watch me. Trust me, no one watches your ass either. All right? So literally shut the fuck up. Anyway, I do want to quickly get to some fucking super...
Well,
you're right. You're right.
Can I throw some levity in there? I guess I was wrong.
You're right though. I like streams that have 3 people. Four's too much.
It can get a little bit crazy. No, I'll tell you what, Jay, if you want to come on, I'll say that again right to your fucking idiotic face. I don't care. I don't.
You know what? I don't want to call him an idiot so much, though. That's not cool.
Really? I don't know. Have you ever listened to him talk? It sounds pretty dumb, the shit that he fucking says. All right. The shit that there's legitimate criticisms. Hold on.
I know.
There's legitimate criticisms of like the nerd queens and everything else. Do I think there's gatekeeping? Fuck yeah. I do think there's gatekeeping. I've said this publicly. I've said this multiple times. I understand why they gatekeep. I do. I understand why they gatekeep. But when I see people who don't add much to the conversation because they don't fucking have an iota of a clue of how anything actually happens in any industry, and they just run their mouth trying to be the number one thing, they're trying to fucking game the system as everyone else does, I don't give them any fucking credit. I don't give them any fucking clout. I don't give them any fucking attention. But you know what?
That's more power to you, man. I just don't want to perpetuate problems. Not that you don't have every right to address them like that. I'm so done with like little clicks and people, I get it. I understand the situation happened earlier. I personally don't like calling the guy dumb so much. Even though I don't agree with his takes and stuff. I don't think that's cool, but you have every right to do that though, because of the way he's coming at you and the way he's come out some other people. So I get it. I'm just
Is he the one who tried to cancel the Nerd Queens?
He was one of the ones who was trying to cancel the Nerd Queens.
I do have to say, Fatal. even though I think Matt's going real hard on you right now, you absolutely engaged in cancel culture, retweeting. I saw proof of it, retweeting cancel them, and that's not cool. If you have a problem with them, I understand, but going to that extent, a cancel campaign on Twitter, retweeting and stuff, that's gone too far. So I totally disavow that type of thing in any part of the fandom, no matter what part you're on.
I doubt he's here now.
Yeah, so
everybody left.
I don't care. I don't care.
Hey,
I don't care.
I just finished What If. Woo.
Oh, come on! I'm so jealous of Tic Tac. He gets all the screeners. Ty.
Guys, What If is so badass, dude.
I mean, I haven't given you anything. Like Jarbo's help is like having you on good conversation. I haven't really do anything, but
you guys are gonna love. You guys are gonna love.
I can't wait to watch it. Yeah, that comes out Wednesday, right? Next Wednesday.
Yeah, you guys are gonna love it. What If is? I mean, as far as Marvel animation goes, I've never. I mean, I'm talking. This might be even better than some of the DC animation. It's crazy, and the story of it is awesome. The way they do it, like anthology style. Oh God, you guys! I'm going to put out a review for it, spoiler free, obviously. But shit, man, just to be a little bit more positive.
Yeah, no. I definitely, I want to see. I really want to see What If. Yeah.
I
anyway,
wish I could watch. I wish I could bring someone in and watch it with me, because watching it alone, I'm taking notes and stuff, but I wish someone could watch it with me and I could talk about it with them, because that's how I retain information.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah. Well, plus you've got. Maybe I'll talk
to the editor and see if that's possible for next time, and I'll choose one lucky person. Maybe, who knows? But you guys are gonna love it. And listen, I didn't mean to start this on a bad note. I didn't.
Okay. I know. I think
you guys know I'm a happy person.
Right.
I really am. I'm very positive. I like to talk about the things that we love. However, I just got really ticked off tonight.
I get it.
And I felt personally upset that my friend, my colleague, my dude got disrespected like that. And Jarbo, Jarbo and I have grown closer, since this whole thing. Mm-hmm. Jarbo and I have been, when I first met Jarbo was on a Nicotina stream, right? We were doing.
Well, I always want to assume positive intent with the four nerds, every single one of them. I love Nicotina. I think he just wanted to have some fun. He was having fun with it. I think he also, my interpretation of the clip from someone that's still in the chat is that it was a little bit playful. And that's why that was Nicotina's angle. But obviously, with the reception that's in the chat and earlier, it was antagonistic, So,
yeah.
But I always assume positive intent, at least on the four nerds part. I cannot comment on the other guy anymore because I was wrong, because he's here and starting shit.
Yeah. I don't really know who that is. So, you know what I mean? I mean, let's just stop being a
Matt. When are you gonna watch Beastars? That's true.
At some point, I'll watch Beastars.
Stop being a mean person. We just all need to love each other, right? We need to love and we need to spread positivity. But I mean, so Matt, who is? I'm not really familiar with
the Trevor Moore thing.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the Whitest Kids You Know. So what is it? Is it a group of people that? Yeah,
it's a sketch comedy. Yeah, sketch comedy group out of New York. They did a 5-season comedy show for IFC. It was really good. But I did, before we quickly transition, I did look over on Nicotina's stream, and I gotta give credit to some of the comments there. The comment section was not having what happened today.
See,
so a lot
actually
of people here,
Nick and Adam. So Nick Carr and Adam Silvestri are members of my channel. So they must have went. Well, let me just read this here. Seems like you and just a few other. So yeah, so I mean, those are guys I talk to almost every single day. So they must have went over to watch it, for Austin and probably Jarbo, because Jarbo is on our channel all the time. And look, yeah, I didn't even see these.
Yeah, it's so I mean, obviously it's just, you know, they're just saying like, well, really the Chris Clark one up here I think is more important. I think you guys are looking for any excuse to hate the movie. You know, like that to me is the most apt in criticism. I mean, I just was laughing that Adam and Nick were basically coming on. They're like, this was kind of bullshit. And that's good to call that kind of crap out, because that is crap. That's a lot of crap that goes on there. But that was just, again, the BS that came.
Do you think, now let's be honest, do you think that some of the Snyder people, I asked Enosh this the other day too. I had Enosh and I did the podcast on Saturday. And we had a good conversation. We really did, about like, you know, how people have been targeting Enosh for some stuff. We talked about Jarbo and you know, someone thought that whatever, that's not important. But do you guys think that the Snyder, like, purists, I love Snyder. I'm a huge Snyder fan. I sound like him, apparently. Like I according to H Barts, I sound like him. Dude, I really do love Snyder and his DC vision. But do you think some of the Snyder purists are simply not liking the Suicide Squad because he's not attached and it wasn't the same tone and color palette? And do you guys think that?
Yes.
Okay.
I think there's a small part of that, yes. But I think also people are painting a bigger picture of that just for even criticism of the film.
Well, I mean, I get what Max was making a comment earlier about fan service, right? Like, why wasn't there more fan service? And I did comment in the chat. I said, without respect, we reject, right, Max?
What more did they want?
Thank you. well, it's this weird thing that WB is doing that no one else is doing.
Do they want Superman to come down and
no, even
in a plot that didn't make fucking sense?
Go a different route with the Suicide Squad. Do whatever you're gonna do, but not having any story points of Rick Flag from the first one. Harley Quinn, it's just like she shows up in every movie with like a throwaway line. RJ said it earlier. Oh, they did say link it to Birds of Prey. She went on she was drunk in a bank or something. I don't know. And that's how she ended back up in the Suicide Squad. It's just basically put her in. It's just a one-shot movie. I'm okay if you're not going to continue the Snyderverse haircut. That's fine. Show me what you got. So far, all I could base my opinion on is Birds of Prey, Wonder Woman 84, and now the Suicide Squad. And I'm not on board for this yet, regardless of continuing. I still hold out hope for The Flash, even though I have mixed feelings because Cyborg's not in it. And I know he was originally supposed to be in it. But I'm excited for it, and I want it to be good. And I wanted this to be good. There are definitely good things in it. I'm not saying it's trash. It's a mixed bag. The ending is amazing. I love the villain a lot better than the theatrical cut with Air. With Enchantress was much better villain with Starro.
No, I agree with you. I do think that I would have liked there to have been some kind of connection, more of a connection between the two.
I mean, the animated series does it. This is what I keep saying. Even the Berlanti verse, it's in Marvel. It does this all over the place. They throw little Easter eggs, even though it's not going to change the whole universe. They still do little things for the fans and for the previous talent. You know, even bringing in the guy for WandaVision. You don't see that type of stuff in WB. It's a missed opportunity, and that's where they could have succeeded even more with the box office. If they threw a bone, you know, we're not going to continue, but we'll give you a little something. You know, it's a weird
again,
they're avoiding.
They're in a transition phase right now. This is a transition phase where they are trying to. I would say they are trying to lock down some kind of continuity. But that continuity is fractured across the multiverse, which I disagree with, and I've been very vocal about my opinion on that. Mm-hmm. But I think this movie is kind of a nice, you know, palate cleanser, to be honest with you.
It was so fun. And listen, I thought this was going to be a win for the DC fans. This movie was, yes, maybe it wasn't directly connected to the Snyderverse, but it was fun. It was colorful. The story was nice. Yeah. The characters, they're throwaway characters. That's what the Suicide Squad is. This was never going to be a Snyder movie.
No, I wasn't. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's so weird how they avoid things, just like with the Joker and with storylines, just drop it completely. Whereas like it really works in the animated series for Harley Quinn. It's so amazing because they have every once in a while a scene with Joker, and that really wants you really want her to move on with Poison Ivy. If we get to if the next film is Harley and Poison Ivy, and we never get to see, we only get things alluded to with the Joker Harley situation. I'm not asking for a lot, but something.
But do you think like you're holding on too much to the animated show? Because the animated show is an animated show, but her original appearance was in the Batman animated series, and she had
Okay, I'll propose this to you right like this, the simplest way I could say it. Would her moving on be more impactful with you seeing something with her and Joker, the end of the relationship, or something, a flashback or something, and saying I'm moving on, or a dictator that's in there just for reasons? And the only reason that Joker's not in it is, again, reasons. WB, and I think Margot Robbie, and I'm not a hater of Margot Robbie, she does not want to do anything to do with this Joker. This version of Joker,
and that's okay. And that's okay. That's okay.
But it's still an important. Even though Harley is her own character, she's a strong woman character, and she moves on, and she's with Poison Ivy. It makes it better if you cover it. They're just avoiding it at all costs, and it's odd. It's weird.
Well, here's the thing you got to remember though: is the shifting of Harley's character was not in this movie. It was in Birds of Prey, which for some reason. You are criticizing Birds of Prey, but every time we talk about how bad Birds of Prey was, I like Birds of Prey. I thought the egg salad scene was fucking good. I thought it was,
I said that was my major problem with it. Was avoiding the joke, avoiding actual Joker, just have an animated or a weird stand in it for one scene. Sorry, Kelly.
No, I get what you're trying to say, but it's like I feel like you're putting
the dog even knows that you're wrong.
Oh, Todd.
I'm just kidding. My heart. I'm just kidding. I love you, man.
No, I feel like in this situation, when it comes to this, like I get the criticism over Harley and the Joker as it was a central part in the first movie. That is true. But at this point, it's been literally 5 years. I think it's okay to move on. I mean, it's apparent that Margot Robbie is the larger money earner for the company. She is a producer, and she doesn't want this character, of which she now has more or less control over in some ways, being associated with that kind of shit. Because the stuff that came out of Jared Leto when he was method acting on the set of Suicide Squad was, I think overplayed for effect. They have tried to downplay it in recent years. And even at the Suicide Squad premiere, when asked about the Ayer cut, everyone else is like, "Oh yeah, totally, do it." She's like,
she does not want it.
She downplayed it because she doesn't want it, and I think it's because of for one, the way that they dressed her. The tattoo, the rotten tattoo on her face she didn't like, which is why she asked James Gunn to remove it, and he did. I mean, they were clearly looking at the way that it was portrayed there, and she's not attacking David Ayer. I think she understands what they were going for.
It's at expense to the story in the origins.
It's really not though, because you already but here's the thing: you already understand it, and that's what I was talking about before. Is what you're asking for is for them to literally explain it to you, and you already know it. And anyone else who watches will already understand it. It's very easy to figure out. I do not see it as a necessary addition. It wouldn't add anything to the overall story. To the character, sure, maybe a little bit, but we also already know what happened. Wouldn't we want to continuously go forward? I feel like there's this, and this is the biggest complaint I have with the Snyder fandom right now, is that they always want to go backward. It's always go backwards. It's never go forward unless it's a very specific, highly narrow pathway to get there. And that pathway is so unobtainable because the current regime doesn't want it. And the guy who they want to see run it is off on Netflix making original content, and he's much happier.
Yeah,
I don't think it's unattainable. It's been done all across entertainment, giving those Easter eggs and little throwbacks. Even if they change course, they're consciously avoiding it. And it's odd, and it it's at an
Well, look,
expense to
also
the story
James Gunn and
characters.
Jared Leto fucking hate each other. So
Do they?
Oh, I
yeah,
didn't
they
know
do.
that.
They do. Yes, they do. I am not making that up. That is real.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. What it was. We're bringing RJ in real quick. Hey, what's up, RJ?
I should probably go too because I'm killing your super chats here.
No. It's fine. It's all good. I have super chats I need to read here in a second. Yeah.
Work tomorrow anyway.
But
Thanks,
the thing is when James Gunn had made a comment about how Jared Leto likes to kind of like go, kind of prey upon younger girls, and this was before his tweets came out, and then when his tweets came out, Jared Leto said something along the lines of like karma's a bitch sort of thing. I forget the exact statement, but it was definitely aimed at James Gunn. And so I do think that was a big factor in this particular case. Now, what I have preferred there to be like professional courtesy and just like work out your fucking problems and put this shit through. Absolutely 100%. I also think though, at the time they were developing the Suicide Squad and going from there, the Joker was already deep into production and actually filming. They were obviously wanting to kind of go a different direction. We know that Jared Leto tried to get Joaquin Phoenix's movie shut down because
he also tried getting his own movie made, his own separate.
He was trying to get that done as well. Yeah.
Well, I don't agree with that, but it's another point of talent being unrewarded for work. I mean, people that you go to the internet and people are, oh, that Joker was trash, but everyone loved that movie when it came out. Yeah,
they didn't. No, they didn't.
That's not true.
No, the movie made. This is the thing I don't get. There's a lot of revisionist history I think there's a lot of rose-colored glasses.
Yeah, where is this all coming from? That everyone's been a fucking Suicide Squad 2016 fan.
I hated the movie.
But I've been constant on that one.
The box office it was a success. It had mixed reactions from critics.
But
about half the audience didn't like.
But the thing is though is that the audience, if you go and you look on Rotten Tomatoes, it's like 26% to 23%. 26 critical, 23 fan. All right, like the fans. Yes,
it was like 40 something.
No, it's down to like it's. Hold on here. Let me bring this up.
Last time I checked.
Pull it up.
I just looked the other day.
But I do got to go too because it's almost 2 for me and I have a long day at work.
Yeah, I know you do. I know Mondays are your long day. I'm sorry. I was wrong. It's not. It's 59%. Out of 100,000 plus ratings, 26% critical.
4 years though, to be fair.
5 years actually.
5 years.
Doesn't matter. It's still the score.
No, the thing is, it doesn't matter. Yeah, the reality of it is, I like the 2016 movie. I have the soundtrack. I own it on Blu-ray.
Oh, boom!
I was wrong. I was wrong.
Hey,
right.
What did you like most? That Will Smith got 3 introductions?
Oh, Carlos! I love you, Carlos.
I loved Will Smith in the movie just regardless.
Me too.
I'm a huge Will Smith fan.
I'll be honest.
Oh yeah.
This movie has some of the worst editing in any major blockbuster I've ever seen. It jumps around so much.
Well, it's also from a music video production company. Like music videos have like some of the fastest edits you'll ever see. Right. And that's part of it. That's a big reason why
Carlos is breaking my heart. I'm trying to leave and he really wants me to go. Dump Max. He's become a Snyder parasite.
No. Max is my friend, and Max is always welcome here. And I
love you, Carlos. Don't leave me.
Even though we disagree on this issue. That picture of me in the hat.
Healthy conversation looks like.
So, but no, it's true. The Suicide Squad, like the audience reaction, like wasn't what I would call stellar, but there was a lot of repeat viewing, and a lot of it did come in from the female demographic who enjoyed Harley Quinn, and that is why Harley got the push as hard as she did. And I think the controversial aspect of the Joker
thing, she was the one thing that people who even hated the movie said, I'd like this.
Yeah.
And Will Smith.
Yeah.
It was Will Smith and Harley Quinn that people really took, and they were like, this is the best part of the movie. Everything else was just sloppy.
And I think also a fair amount of it came in the form of fans from the 2014 Assault on Arkham animated movie, which did also pair up a Harley Quinn and Deadshot. And Jay Oliva actually directed that, for those of you who are Snyder fans.
That is true, yeah. Plus, because that was based off the New 52 Suicide Squad run that introduced Harley into the team.
Yeah, And it's a good movie too. I like it quite a bit. I thought that was a fun. Okay, I guess Max took off. I get it. He's got a long day. Trust me. He's got a long day at work on Mondays. But I appreciate Max coming on in. Yeah, it you know what? It happens. It's okay. It's all right, man. It's okay. I'm okay if you bail. So I do want to get to a couple super chats real quick before we dive into the next thing. RJ here, who is here right now, says Fatal J loves Weasel. Well, I'd say he probably loves more Rooster than Weasel. H Bart's here, $2. Thank you versus it's not over, Matt. Talking about I don't know what. Real Elmo here, $5. Thank you. Says H Bart's is eating crackers with pepperoni and cheese. So what? He's having a Lunchable.
Yeah.
Are you knocking the Lunchable?
Nothing wrong with Lunchables.
Dude, I'm nearly 40. I fucking love Lunchables, man. I do. If I'm in a hurry, I'll get a Lunchable. They're like $2 at Walmart. Ryan Hartwell here, $5, asking if he can come on and share his hunting Bigfoot experience. If we have time, Ryan, yeah. We'll see what's going on tonight. Hunting Bigfoot was a movie Ryan brought up the other night, and it's an independent film that's playing nearby in Seattle, and he went to go see it. And so I it took me forever to track down a trailer for the movie. It's not on YouTube.
Jeez,
that's right. And I found it on Vimeo.
Oh my God.
What's it about?
Hey, there was
a guy hunting a Bigfoot hunter.
Yeah, there was I feel like I did see something. No, that can't be right. Never mind. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Keep going.
All right. No, it's okay.
I was like, I could have sworn I saw something maybe that was similar to that, but like in an ad or something. But
there's like a Bigfoot movie that's on Hulu. It starred what's his name? Sam Elliott. Or he's
the man who killed Hitler and Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually heard that was like really good though.
Yeah, but it has like very little to do with Bigfoot and and everything. All right, so okay, and then there was another super chat that I missed where H Barts just says "Let's go," which I think is when I was going off on Fatal J. And
Fatal J was here. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
All right. Well, hold on. Rational Skeptic said the DC leaks. Can you send those to me again on Twitter? Because I honestly, I just send them to me again. And then H Barts here says Leto fits better for Morbius. I like Leto for Morbius. I want to see what happens with that.
I think honestly, Leto's Joker in the 2 minutes in more than 2 minutes, but the 5 minutes in Zack Snyder's Justice League was good too. I just don't think
his performance in 2016. I can tell you that.
Yeah, well, I would say it's better than his reshoots from 2016, not his original performance.
True, that is true. Yes.
I liked him in 2016 all the way through. I thought it was great.
I thought he was okay. I just didn't think he.
I barely got enough to like sink my teeth into.
I'll tell you this. Like, you know who was the best side character in 2016 was Ike Barinholtz, the security, the officer.
Yep.
I thought he was great. I enjoyed a lot of. I really like what Ayer did with that movie. I'd love to see the full cut. I really do feel like we will most likely get the full cut of the movie. I do feel that. I think after this particular weekend, I think they're gonna probably do it. I already think it's already probably happening, to be honest with you.
I kind of think it's happening too in like the background.
Yeah, because I think when Ayer says I'm not talking about it anymore, that means that something's going on.
And I don't know if you so Suicide Squad, the cut, right? Ayer's cut is owned by Warner Brothers. A while back, Ayer said he got the chance to view it and a couple other people. That would only happen if Warner Brothers allowed him to view it in its entirety. So he had to have, and then he was meeting with Warner Brothers at one point. So, and then he saw the movie. So that's what kind of like got me on the path of like, maybe there's something in the works, but just like Zack Snyder's Justice League, they're not talking about it because it's not official yet. So
yeah, I would say that too. Okay.
Could be a surprise announcement at Fandom. Like, hey, this coming.
It is possible that could be a surprise announcement at Fandom. I don't know. I think with Fandom, they're going to have to really kind of bring it. I think they're going to have to really bring it because this is something.
If they have another kick-ass Batman trailer, a Black Adam trailer, maybe like a Flash teaser, it'll be fine.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff there that they can show. Again, they're going to give us Black Adam, Flash, Shazam 2. They're going to give us stuff for practically everything. I'm not worried about about that, to be honest with you. But real quick though, I did show this to Ty a little bit ago because when he was he was ticked off, I made this. I think Andre would get a kick out of that too. It was very quick, very quickly made for fun. But okay, so there's more to get with here with when it comes to everything. There's so much going on tonight. My goodness. All right, so let me bring up let me bring up the Trevor Moore thing, because that is let me just hold on. I got to make sure I'm on the right page here, because this is something that did mean a lot to me last night. I was very bummed about this last night, to be honest with you, because when I've been watching The Whitest Kids You Know since I think definitely since their third season, which is when I was turned on to it.
This is the worst headline I've ever read.
I know, especially
Trevor Moore dies, co-founder of The Whitest Kids You Know.
I know.
He's 41.
I know. Yeah, I know. There's no sensitivity to that whatsoever.
Yeah, I was just going to mention too, 41, such a young age.
It is. Well, and he died from an accident. We don't know what that is.
Oh, okay. They didn't specify.
No, they didn't specify what that is yet. Even the LA County coroner's report has it listed as an accident. I did stumble across a thread last night on 4chan talking about it, and they were heavily speculating substance issues is what I don't know about that.
Whenever they say accidental death, it's always something to do with substances.
Something along those lines. Yeah, I have no idea yet. And I don't know. I don't know. Anyway,
I have tons of friends that have accidental deaths. So, I mean,
you're like, I get it.
I do. I can read the lines.
All right. Well, that's pretty tragic. I know he was into weed, and he's joked a lot about drugs in his music, but I don't know anything about that. His wife is Amy Carlson, who you probably wouldn't know professionally, but she's like the senior vice president over at Fuzzy Door Productions, Seth MacFarlane's animation company.
Yeah.
So she's also in the industry, and they've known each other for a long time. And she says, "We are devastated by the loss of my husband, best friend, and father of our son. He was a known writer and comedian to millions, and yet to us, he was simply the center of our world. We don't know how we'll go on without him, but we're thankful for the memories we do have that will stay with us forever. We appreciate the outpouring of love and support we have received from everyone. This is a tragic and sudden loss, and we ask that you please respect our privacy during this time of grieving," which is, again, it's boilerplate stuff, but a lot of people, myself included, were just straight up devastated by it. And a lot of people also, as I've realized, have never experienced anything involving The Whitest Kids You Know or Trevor. I was really kind of shocked by this. So I wanted to show you guys probably my favorite skit. It's very short, but it just gives you an idea of the humor that went into this show. This is their
I know
skit.
what this is.
Yeah, this is their skit Slow Jerk.
Yeah,
and
I know what this is.
Yeah, and this is just kind of shows you the humor that they got away with, that they were able to do, and everything. Hold on. Let me just double check that I've got the sound
audio
on.
Yeah.
I really wish you could do that after the fact. I really do.
Don't pull a Mad Max.
Yeah, I've done that. Oh, I have done that before. All right. So here's Slow Jerk.
Hey, Darren.
Trevor.
How's it going?
Pretty good. Really good, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah. I just got this new car wax for my car. It's amazing.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's so shiny, the reflection.
I'm just joking. That's not really cool. That's boring. So, do you want to go to this party we're going to later?
Party?
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Sarah from accounting, she just got this new loft, and she's having a housewarming party. It's going to be great.
Okay, well, who's all going?
Bill from accounting, he's also going to be going. Rick from the 7th floor. Hey, remember that girl from the office Christmas party? She's going to be going to it, and it's, you should, what? Okay, that's, okay, I get it. That's gross, though. That's not how you do that. That's not how you do that. You're doing it too slow. Stop. It's real fast, and then you stop, okay? That's disturbing. I can visually see it.
What's up, man?
Dude, that's... dude,
Dude, that's not...
That's not how you do that
Are you
gesture,
serious?
okay?
You just do it fast and stop. That's it.
Dude, you're grossing me out, okay? And stop making eye contact. That's creepy too. That is not cool. You're crossing a line. You never do that. You don't do that.
You're putting an image that I don't want in my head right now.
That's not how you do. Dude, no. You never make them touch, man. That's not cool. That's not how you do. Dude, what are you? Don't finish. You never finish. Dude, that's disgusting.
You ruined my day.
I'm telling the boss. Boss! Boss!
I absolutely love that skit. It is one of the funniest goddamn things I've ever seen. I just Rhea here says the commitment. That's the thing. That's the thing with the whitest kids you know. They are very much committed to the bit. And they've always been fantastic. And if you guys got to see, if you guys should totally check it out. You can find a lot of clips on YouTube. They did a full feature film in their last season. They did they shot it and then they cut it up and they aired segments of it during the season. And it was called The American Civil War on Drugs.
Okay.
And it's all about like during the Civil War times, and it's about like two guys trying to travel to, I think, DC to like get them to like legalize weed or something. Mm-hmm. And it's a stupid thing, but they are able to make this feature length film and then just air it throughout the season on the show.
Right.
You know,
right.
it's like,
So it's like, it's a weird, it's creative actually. It's a different way to like do that. I like that. That's cool.
Oh no, it was pretty fantastic. Those guys, again, that's his death. Like I said, I was actually watching Enosh on your stream yesterday, and I was surfing Twitter at the same time, and I just saw that headline pop up, and I was just, it kept me in a funk all last night. I was just like I even DM'd, I even told RJ, I was like, anyone streaming right now? Like, should I stream? Right. And that's why I was just sitting there like, I don't know what to do. Nothing seemed interesting. I was just so bummed out.
Oh yeah.
So it's like,
it's terrible, Nate, especially to die at such a young age like that.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, like, he has a son. It's like 2. And so he just turned 40 last year, and he posted on Instagram that like his son was his best friend, and my kids are really young too. So I kind of resonate there, and I turned 40 in a few months. And
I looked at his Twitter account. One of the last jokes he posted was saying that Martin Scorsese and James Gunn should just fuck already.
Yeah. That's one of the, he just says the stupidest shit on Twitter. There was a clip I saw where someone was asking, like, it was a bit for something or another. And like this one girl, it was like him, a girl, and like her 2 friends. And they're talking, and the girl's like, oh my God, like I'm watching like all of these reality shows and blah, blah, blah. And then Trevor's like, I'm just gonna step out, you know? And then the one other friend's like, oh, Trevor, what are you watching? And he's like, just like lots of stuff on like Hitler and like Sandy Hook, you know, cause people think it's like crisis actors. Cause Trevor really is into conspiracy theories, or he was really into conspiracy theories. And that plays a large part in the kind of humor that he would do. Is stuff that's very laden with conspiracy. Like I was listening to him tonight, actually, before Max's stream. I'm sitting in the parking lot waiting for orders to come in, and I'm just listening to his Drunk Text to Myself album, which I really love. And he has another song popped up on there that was like called My Computer Becomes Self-Aware. And in the song, he talks about like the Anunnaki and the and the fake moon landing and shit. And it's like the Anunnaki are like, that's all like Planet Nibiru, Planet X, Zechariah Sitchin shit, you know, like that's all old school fucking conspiracy theory shit from the 70s, you know. And I've read up about all that stuff. So I like just a little, you could tell what he was into, and I resonated with that quite a bit because there's stuff like that I'm into as well, just to kind of read up on. So yeah, it's celebrity deaths don't get me like that. This one actually really got me.
Yeah, we all have our people, and it sounds like that's, you know, he was one of your favorites, and you never want to see that. It's especially 41 years old.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
Yeah, no, I'm really like, I just kind of like spent today hanging out with my kids, you know. I'm just like, I'm just gonna hang out with my kids today and do that one. But there's a lot of great things. You can always go look up, the TWKUK, which is kind of funny because it's if you reorganize the acronym for Keeping Up with the Kardashians, it also stands for the whitest kids you know. I caught that a few months ago. It's very stupid. But anyway, one of the things just to kind of move on. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's a weird one. Way better. Not gonna, it's gonna make you laugh and not make you want to just, I don't know, blow your fucking brains out. So one thing we were talking about this, but I didn't want to bring up more about it is talking about the Suicide Squad and like how they did this weekend. And a lot of people out there are looking at this 26.5 million as being, one of those things where it's like this proves the movie's
a lot of people like to pretend they're box office experts. They know all that's going on.
Oh yeah, they know exactly how everything works.
Yeah,
everyone's a mathematical wizard.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there are people out there, because I will say I got a DM today, from Mikey Sutton, and Mikey was referencing this post here from Exhibitor Relations. Yeah. And this guy and I, we follow each other. We communicate back and forth pretty often. I like this Twitter account quite a bit.
I used to follow him all the time, but then he started getting really, 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 really negative about the box office, saying everything sucked, basically.
Well, I think when your entire career is based around box office relations and there's no box office, what are you going to do? You're going to get angry, know? It's like one of the 4K DVD or Blu-ray Twitter accounts. Mm-hmm. I followed him, and then he started bitching and moaning about how no one listens to his 4K Blu-ray podcast, and he just went off on it. And I'm all like, I unfollowed him. I'm like, I don't care about that. It's not that I don't care about it. It's like I don't know. I don't care. It's not what I'm here for, Right. And so I unfollowed, and then he blocked me for unfollowing.
Damn.
So it's like, you get some salty people on Twitter, and I have my moments of salt as well. But this particular tweet is hysterical to me because, I mean, look, it's just 3 million more than Mortal Kombat made earlier this year. But he's saying here that, make no mistakes, heads will roll. Big changes are coming for DC. This report here from Hollywood Reporter says exactly the opposite, which is basically what I figured was going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I know some people are saying, "Oh, the trades are only saying this because they don't want to be negative about this movie." I'm like, no, they're just trying to I in a way, I think they are looking for a positive spin on this, but I don't think it's like a disaster like some people are making it out to be. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
No, I don't believe it's a disaster like that either. Now they are happy about it. Said that it was streamed the second highest amount of any of the day and date releases that have come out on HBO Max.
TV said it's bigger than the Snyder Cut was in its opening 3 days. I know that made some people upset because I follow what's his name, Luis Fernandez Jr., who does some good box office breakdowns. He said that Samba TV was saying that, and some people were giving him a hard time saying that makes no sense. How is this bigger than the Snyder Cut? And I'm like,
well, Snyder fans don't understand anything about anything at this point.
Well, I was going to mention the Snyder Cut came out when HBO Max was in its infancy, right? And it wasn't available everywhere.
It's still not available everywhere.
Right. But it's available more now than it was before. But
remember, like Samba TV said that it only had 1.8 million people streaming it in its first couple days. Mm-hmm. And Mortal Kombat had 3.8 million or something like that?
3.8, 3.9, almost got to 4.
Yeah, so this one is going to be somewhere in that range as well, and it just goes that they've increased their subscriber count since then because of movies like Mortal Kombat, Godzilla v Kong, and other things as well.
It's positive momentum.
It is positive momentum, and it's like they are very happy with this. Like, HBO Max chief Andy Forsil revealed that Suicide Squad boasted the second most viewed opening of any film premiering day and date, and then sources say that Mortal Kombat was number 1. But no one is certain of the viewership tally, and that is a grain of salt people need to take when it comes to something like Samba TV, because they don't have access to the full data.
Yeah,
go ahead. Sorry.
All right. So box office is changing, right? Like the way that we deem especially with the day and date releases, what is successful is changing, right? Because of streaming numbers. Then plus the numbers from the box office, like I'm sure what we're gonna consider successful is changing. A lot of people stayed home and watched the movie, and are paying the whatever $15-$16 a month for HBO Max.
It's a better deal.
Yeah, and then it made 26 million at the box office as well. So like,
right, and it is lower than other releases, but you have to remember it's R-rated. It wasn't during a Delta variant spike of COVID cases. Plus, too, I think the marketing for this movie was a little weak. I love the movie, but I think the trailers didn't do the movie justice. I think the marketing should have been a lot stronger for this.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I absolutely.
I could see that. Yeah.
I do think that I think there was a lot of marketing, but it was marketing to a very specific audience of people.
Yeah, you know what's funny is because you know how Nicotina just got monetized.
Yeah.
Before his video trashing the Suicide Squad was a Suicide Squad trailer. And it just made me laugh.
Oh yeah, no, that's how it works. Yeah,
the algorithm loves it when you talk about something. It's like,
it just made me laugh because I was like, haha, you know, it's just funny.
Well, that's the thing. It's like any kind of engagement is positive for the studio, negative or good. They love it when you talk about their product.
Yeah, and right now that are defending it. So.
Well, and right now, you know, a lot of people are defending the movie. But let me bring up this one thing that I saw on Twitter before we get to the leaks that Rationals kept, because the leaks are related to this.
Yeah, Jesus. I was going to mention real quick too. Some people are saying, "Oh, this is going to cause exhibitor relations to heads are going to roll. Things are going to be fine." Walter Ramada, everyone believes in James Gunn still. He has a Peacemaker show in the pipeline already. You'd be crazy to think they're not happy with how this movie's performed, especially creatively. I think they're really pleased with how the movie turned out as a whole.
Yeah,
I mean, it builds positive momentum for the entire DC brand. It's not about just,
Yes, it's like I said, and that's what I've been saying. Like, I really did think that this was going to kind of like give the DC fan base like a new perspective, like, oh wow, like look what someone else can do. Like, this was a good movie. Like, I don't care what they say or what anyone says, opinions or not, like, fundamentally, this was a good film. Like, whether you're looking at the ratings or like when I look at it objectively, like it's a good movie.
The word of mouth has been strong too.
Yeah. So,
and I think I think during the week, because we still are in summer and people are going to be checking it out, I think the subs to HBO Max. Look, this movie was never going to blow up the box office in the way people thought. It was never going to be Fast 9. It was never going to be. Yeah, it was never going to end up being Black Widow. Those are massively franchised, part of an interconnected world, with audiences that have only grown.
Plus, they have much stronger brands.
Yeah,
they're not troubled at the moment.
And the thing is, coming off of and none of this has anything to do with the Snyder Cut, by the way. None of it has anything to do with that.
I don't agree with Rob Liefeld on a lot of stuff, but I think he is correct in his assumption that he believes that right now the DC brand is damaged a little bit, and right now it's in a healing state. But they're trying to like rediscover itself and try and build back that positive momentum. Yeah. It's not something other franchises have to deal with. That's why Fast 9 and a Marvel movie, they have that built-in fan base and trust already built in.
Yeah. I couldn't have said it better myself, man.
Well, Ray here says, I've already watched it 4 times. Got to get my fill before they remove it in a month.
I've already watched it 3 times. So
I've actually only watched it the once in the advanced screening, but I've been meaning to sit down and watch it again on HBO Max just to throw in the number, you know.
Well, speaking of that, I told Matt before the film opened, I told him I'm a little concerned because I feel like all the advanced screenings they're doing might hurt the movie a bit, because other movies have had this before where they do so many advanced screenings for fans that the fans don't double dip and go back to like actually, spend the money during the weekend it opens to add to that box office number. I think if people who went to the screenings already saw the movie there, they were going to go watch on HBO Max anyway if they wanted to rewatch it.
Right.
Yeah, I think so too. Because I mean, they had 2 screenings. It wasn't just 1 screening; it was 2. Shazam had the same problem where they did 2 screenings in one day, whereas it was originally just going to be the one, but because of the hype, they had added a second one. And this one, but that was, you had to pay for that one. This one was free, and I get it was an expense to get people back to the theaters.
And it also gets that positive word of mouth going. So people who can't go to the screenings can go buy a ticket or go buy it.
Exactly. And as I said, I think HBO Max was the overall push for this, because that's where the long-term money is going to come from. So, Well, Greg here says lots of excuses. TSS didn't perform simply because it wasn't good to general audiences, not rocket science. Considering that the audience score is pretty high.
Well, some people are going to combat you with that, though, with the cinema score, saying it's a B+.
Who the fuck ever watches the cinema score?
That's,
like,
well,
really?
Here's the thing. I don't think the cinema score... Well, I told you, too. Cinema score, they like to pull a lot of people in middle America. So it's like, I'm not saying, like, that's a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, they might be walking out going, oh, it might have been too violent. We don't know the reasons why people gave the ratings they did.
Well, look, the thing is, you know, the cinema score was the same as Birds of Prey, Wonder Woman 84, Joker. It's
Justice
a pretty
League.
consistent. It's a pretty consistent thing across the board. So, however you want to try to spin that, it's kind of irrelevant. All right, like if you read Twitter, the vast majority on Twitter is it was good.
Or look at IMDb, Metacritic, or Rotten Tomatoes audience scores as well. I think we lost Matt.
I mean, everything all the reviews, the critic reviews, everything I've read from most of the people, they've liked it, and like, you know, it's just weird to me that
It was never going to open
specific fan base that's not liking it. Like there's a specific set of people that aren't liking it, and they all have one thing in common.
If they don't like it, that's fine. I just think, you know, if you went into this movie knowing what you were going to get, then I think you come out of it pretty pleased with
pretty pleased.
You know?
And that's what I did, is I went in with like, so I really honestly, ever since WandaVision, I've kind of like taken my expectations and like tempered them, because I that what I did for WandaVision, you know, what everyone else did was build it up so high that it could possibly ascertain to what I
that was
what
my
I
problem
built
a little
up.
bit. I built up because I was reading so many fan theories, and the finale came. I was like, huh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it, but I was like, oh man, I feel a little underwhelmed. But it's like there's so much good stuff in it, the emotional richness of it.
Right.
So I swore to myself after this point, I'm not going to dive deep into theories. I didn't do that with any of the other series.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. So I that's the way I've been going into movies lately, is like, all right, I'm just going to go in with a clean slate, a fresh mind, and just like with the eagerness to have fun and enjoy what I'm about to watch. And I had so much fun watching the Suicide Squad. Like
I did too. I had a great time.
My screening there were a couple. I mean, I was in the press row, but people were like, the rest of it was audience members, and people were laughing together. People were oohing together. You know, like that opening scene with the little bird. Like the whole, like that set the tempo for this whole thing.
It did.
The audience was super vocal.
Brilliant. It really sets the tone for the whole movie. That's why I love that opening scene so much.
My whole audience was like, it was like that community again, and I could feel the electricity in the room, and I was just like, this is what a movie is supposed to do. Like it kind of felt like Avengers Endgame, you know, like what that towards the end when the action heats up and Cap catches Mjolnir. Like that's what it felt like in the during the whole Suicide Squad. And I came out of it, people were talking to each other. They were like, "Oh, this scene," and I was like, "This is what movies like are supposed to do. It's supposed to bring us together."
That scene where Amanda Waller is yelling and cursing them out is like all like Nanawe is walking toward them, says, "Where Fred's go?" and like all of them start lining up saying, "All right, F this, we're gonna go fight Star." I'm like, that's the hype moment of this movie, and I like felt myself getting excited because I'm missing those characters. Same with the audience in the theater I saw. Like that's the moment really the movie really clicks and you go, okay, this is something cool and special. You know?
Right. Well, I'll do it for Matt. Fourth 1,000 with a $5 super chat.
Oh, there you go. He came back when the money came.
Right.
Well, now we know why I'm here.
Yeah.
No. There's actually, sorry, I was looking at something, but I was also thinking about the Mage's comment, but we'll get to that here in a second. All right, $5 from 4. Thank you, sir. Guys, lay off blaming Snyder fans. They do not account for a large portion of the box office. Truth is, general audiences just didn't care to go out and see it. And the thing is, you're not wrong, and no one is blaming Snyder fans for not going. What we're talking about are the people that are like relentlessly nitpicking every little aspect of this, like, you know, like, look, there are valid logical errors to discuss. Okay. Like for one right here, Mage, which for some reason, why the fuck do you have a pedo bear as your Abby? All right, whatever, man. But he says here, the thing that still didn't sell me is when Polka Dot Man shot down the tower, but Flag and the leader didn't hear when they were right next to it. Yeah, you're right. Things like that. That scene with the stealthiness of it, like they would have heard things, but it's also a movie, and I'm not gonna
belief here. Huh?
I'm not gonna say, yeah. If there's a talking shark that's right there, I'm not gonna necessarily lose my mind. But the truth of the matter is that is a very valid point to call out because that is an error. And no movie is perfect, obviously. So, so I thank you for I didn't even think about that. So good job. So it's not that people are blaming Snyder fans. When I said Snyder fans are losing their mind over this, what I mean is like the literal types of conspiracy theories I've seen today. Even today, I saw a whole bunch of
Marvel ploy sent to make a bad movie that is critics are raving about, so that DC will fail. That one's my favorite.
By the way, Matt, there was a super chat by H Parts.
There was. I just saw it, so I can bring it up here. All right. Hopefully it shouldn't be too far back. There we go. All right. So we started talking here. It says if Black Adam hits 500 to 600 million, he will leave. I think he's referring to The Rock leaving the DCEU.
I don't know. Isn't 500 to 600 million pretty good? Especially if it's next year and the pandemic doesn't clear.
Yeah, if it does that will be fine. If it like, even the Jungle Book is outperforming this. The Jungle Book did pretty well.
Jungle Cruise.
Because it's family friendly.
Sorry, yeah, Jungle Cruise, yeah. It is family friendly.
I called it Jungle Book all the other day too.
Yeah. No, you're definitely right. There was a lot of
like, 15 million this weekend.
Yeah, and then
That's not bad
it's
at all.
No, plus the whatever got for the premiere access, so people seem to like it, and that's good. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about a sequel, which is I enjoyed the movie well enough to see a sequel. I don't know if I'd watch this movie like multiple times. I'll definitely watch it again, but I don't know. But all right, so okay, real quick. All right, Command Unit. I'm gonna hold on to your thing here because I just want to get through this next bit, and then we can react to it. Command Unit here likes to recommend 40K fan films to watch, so I do appreciate that. But the thing is, so there was this thing here that I saw floating around on Twitter, and this is I don't know, I don't really believe this, but you guys might have a different take on it. So this guy named Gabriel says a lot of people are going to be calling the Suicide Squad James Gunn's aesthetic. This is Kathy Yan's aesthetic. Gunn is doing a great job of building on it and deserves a ton of credit for that. Directors build on each other, especially in the franchises. That's their job. There's no criticism of Gunn here. He does phenomenal work in this. But so much of what's built on is what Yan introduced and legitimized in the DCEU with Birds of Prey. Gunn's going to get the credit for changing the DCEU because of who critics and viewers will recognize, but he's a name and she isn't. But she's the one who changed it. She's the one who laid the aesthetic and the mentality down. She's the one that directly challenged Zack Snyder's perfume commercial cheek. Get some, I don't even know what the fuck word that is.
What the hell word is that? I'm going to Google that.
It's going to probably end up going back to, who was the German, the fucking propagandist? Goebbels. And she's already been forgotten in the praise for this as the big tonal shift in the DCEU. The tone that already shifted last year, Gunn is shifting it more, and that's great. But let's please not give him sole credit as some lone hero genius when a lot of the work and aesthetic the Suicide Squad builds on was so well was introduced last year by Birds of Prey.
I'm very confused.
I can't really agree with that.
I don't agree with that at all. I don't. I mean,
Birds of Prey was an interesting movie from a directing standpoint. What it was going for, but I don't know if it's like
totally. I don't
copying it.
Yeah, I don't.
How do you get the same thing? It's like, the style in Birds of Prey was all over the place in my opinion.
I'd argue it's like art house, like an art house, like John Wick kind of movie.
I mean, Fourth here says Aquaman changed it, and like the aesthetic in Aquaman was more colorful, and it was.
I loved Aquaman.
I would say Aquaman would be the one that changed everything. Well, that changed that specifically, like the tone of like if you want to, I would agree with the Aquaman thing. Yeah,
they were already on this trajectory. Honestly, Shazam. I would say Shazam was really a big one that changed the tone and like the whole way the DCU is being structured lately.
I mean, sure. I guess for like the lighter tone of it. Maybe.
Yeah, like a lighter tone.
Definitely wasn't Wonder Woman 84. I'll tell you that. My God, not that one.
That movie
terrible.
made me depressed.
Yeah, the fact that that exists makes the world depressed. But no, that was sent to me because apparently, you know, like a lot of comic writers and a lot of people are sharing that particular bit by saying this is totally accurate. This is really what this is, and it's like,
Well, it's because the media loves Birds of Prey, and
I don't know
more DC
why.
work, you know.
I don't
know why. Come on, you know exactly why.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm just not going to play that card.
Because she's a woman.
No, it's a lot of it. I think has to do with just nonsense. I don't know. Anyway, and then okay, so now let's get to the
It's not like sandwiches, trust me.
yeah. God, that seems terrible. So then okay, so this is what Rational Skeptic had sent me. This came in from Reddit the other day. Again, grain of salt. Don't know if it's true, but he asked me to take a look at it here. It says here from someone called Seeker Anonymous. I'm a brand ambassador for Warner Media. I work at the New York City location in Hudson Yards. First things first, all the rumors that Warner Brothers being dissatisfied with the new Batman film are wrong. Warner Brothers loves the new Batman and they want to do a trilogy. Second, Warner Media, which I work
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, Pattinson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And the second, Warner Media, which I work for, is the parent company of Warner Brothers. Warner Media is dissatisfied with the idea of the multiverse and having multiple on-screen Batman and Superman. They strongly believe it will confuse audiences and devalue the DC brand, which is fundamentally true, but I don't think that's a hot take to really have. Third, Warner's is being merged with Discovery. What that means is some DC projects that are in pre-production and aren't filming will most likely be canceled, including anything outside of the DCEU, aka Elseworlds, like J.J. Abrams produced Superman and the sequel to 2019 Joker. Arrowverse, Doom Patrol, Titans, and Batwoman will also be phased out since it's far easier and cheaper to have the studio focus on one cinematic universe. And I kind of agree with that, to be honest with you.
I feel like that's already happening. I feel like the CW shows are winding down as it is.
Yeah, I mean, Doom Patrol is...
Whoa.
Well, you have seen Titans, though. You've seen most of Titans, so...
Yeah. And I'll have seen the whole thing, apparently. They're releasing it, like I'm gonna end up seeing the finale before I think it even opens.
Yeah.
But phase out those shows. Why? It makes... what does that mean? Phase it out.
Well, why? Well, okay. So it's kind of like, you know, like what universe do those shows live in?
Earth 2. No. Because Stargirl and Stargirl is apparently Earth 2. Doom Patrol is another Earth, and then Titans is another Earth. Even though, in reality, it should be Titans and Doom Patrol and Swamp Thing in one world, because Gar was originally in Doom Patrol, and there was a Titans episode where Gar then leaves with the Titans.
That's how they set up the Doom Patrol show.
Yes, exactly. So then they released that, like, which things are on which world. They released that little thing, and Titans and Doom Patrol were on different worlds. I was like,
that makes no sense.
It doesn't make zero sense. But whatever. They said that it was a multiverse. It was a different whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I think what they mean by phased out is that the shows are going to go on for like maybe 1 or 2 more seasons and then end.
Well, Titans is planned for 5 with spin-offs in the works of Red Hood and something. One other thing that I can't say because I don't know if it's true, and I don't really, I don't know if I trust it. But that's what I mean. I thought they were going to build something with Titans. Titans is a good show. Doom Patrol, season 1 of Doom Patrol is probably one of the best seasons of television for DC that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
What about the CW shows?
Can you put that comment back up? I want to. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, because we're not done with it either. What I think what it means is, like, for one, the Arrowverse is absolutely winding down.
That needs to go.
But that's also.
But
Titans and Doom Patrol are also under Berlanti, aren't they?
Yes, they are. Yes.
And so I think Berlanti is going to be phased out as well.
But aren't they doing the Berlanti Green Lantern show for HBO Max?
Well, I mean, there's been nothing moving on it. As far as I know, they're not filming it. They haven't cast anyone yet.
They cast that one guy, didn't they, to play Guy Gardner?
Okay, but is it filming?
I have no clue.
Right, that's kind of. I mean, look at this. Okay, look at this as well. Like J.J. Abrams, They just passed on his Overlook Hotel, his pitch for Overlook Hotel. That was the part of the first look deal that they have. And that was, J.J. Abrams doing Stephen King, as we've seen, that could do pretty well. Castle Rock did a couple seasons on Hulu, 11/22/63. I mean, obviously, it's good to be in the Stephen King business, and Bad Robot does it well. They passed on it. So, obviously, right now, they're not really looking to do... I feel like they're kind of being very picky with this whole upcoming merger. Now, going on to say here, it says, I do agree when it says here, the studio have focus on one cinematic universe, because if they are going to play catch up to Marvel, they're going to have to find a way to make it all work. And having all those different worlds,
one ongoing storyline,
all those different things are going to be definitely harder to manage. Now it goes on to say here that I've also been hearing that Walter Hamada's contract won't be extended, and that David Zaslav, who is going to be the head of the new company, wants to make DC Films its own division outside of Warner Pictures.
Which
Isn't
I think is a good
its own
idea.
division, though?
It's DC Films.
DC
It's its own. It's its own company, like sub company, but they distribute through Warner Brothers.
Yes.
And so, because really, it's all about the distribution.
And this just happened a couple of years ago. DC Films became its own thing, and now, but making it its own division would be like Marvel Studios, Disney. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it would be a
very
separate
separate.
entity.
Okay, so it'd be like its own little mini company within the larger conglomerate.
And it would also have enough separate, autonomy from the parent company. And I honestly feel like that is the best course of action. Allow it to live in there. I don't know if Hamada. This was Hamada's first movie under his watch to have come out that he had a hand in. Otherwise, he came on literally, I think, like right as he started filming Wonder Woman 84 in 2018 is when he came on the scene. So it's like stuff that was already in production. He
inherited a bunch. He also tried to kill Joker, and he was one of the sole reasons that that movie didn't really even make money for Warner Brothers. Like, he's only done shit since he's been here. He hasn't done good.
It's pretty much just been the Suicide Squad.
Birds of Prey, and the Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
I really think we're the only two.
Is the Batman part of it, or no? I thought the Batman was separate from him, because that was in the works before he became head of DC Films.
It might be. I think that's again one of the problems is that lack of cohesion. There's that lack of a single figurehead in the company, whereas Feige has established that he is, the head dude in charge.
Yes.
The official terminology, dude, is another word, and I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, because I've heard that the Flash movies, Hamada's pet project. Like, that's what he's been most heavily involved in.
And that's probably why we're hearing why it's got so much going on. Why the Flash has gone from Flashpoint to kind of Flashpoint Light to kind of like Justice League 2.0. If you think about it,
it's like Captain America: Civil War. It's like Avengers 2.5.
Yeah. It's very fascinating to see what exactly is going to be happening with it going forward. I don't know how much of this I fully believe.
The last point on there was funny because you've been saying the same thing.
That Zack Snyder would not be coming back because of how expensive the movies are, and the truth of the matter,
they want to produce cheaper content.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was saying too. Is that Zaslav wants to produce cheaper content. He wants to make it, because this is the thing. He's going to streamline this content in order to get it to a point where they can. Yeah, they're not going to they're going to be able to make money, and how you make money is the shit costs less, especially if it's going to streaming.
That's concerning because cheaper content doesn't mean you allocate the best resources to it though. Invest in the stories and make it look nice. Don't make it look cheap looking.
Yeah, I think I think you can make things look nice in general. It's going to be is it going to be captivating? And that's where you're going to need to have a good showrunner and have someone who understands the fundamentals of the characters. But we don't know. And this is the thing too, with Peacemaker, James Gunn did say that he wants to direct all the episodes of Peacemaker season 2, which will probably be next year after he finishes up working on Guardians 3. Guardians 3 is going to be...
But Matt, the Suicide Squad flopped. There's no way he's going to do a second season.
Sure. Okay. They've already announced the 4K of Suicide Squad. I expect those numbers to be pretty high.
Oh,
to be
yeah.
honest, the home video release of that thing's could probably do pretty well. However, what's the other thing I was going to say here too? Gunn is basically done with Marvel after Guardians 3. Yeah, you know,
To be expected.
to be expected. He's going to move on. I mean, Dave Bautista is going to be done with playing Drax, and they're probably going to wrap up everyone's storylines and send them off maybe on a new direction for someone else to take over, or maybe retire the characters. We don't quite know yet. But then again, with the Guardians popping up not only in Infinity War, Endgame, and in Thor: Love and Thunder, it goes to show you that Gunn isn't necessarily as needed in the continuation of those characters as I do feel, and this is my personal take, ensemble films are going to be a lot of what moves forward. And so his, you know, clearly he loved writing this movie. They gave him Peacemaker. They shot 8 episodes. He directed 5 out of the 8 episodes, you know, so he was heavily involved with all of that, which tells me he wrote all of it. He directed most of it. He's clearly going to want to push that thing going forward. And I think that's going to be the bigger factor.
Do you think Gunn is going to, like, even though he won't, like, maybe, like, direct future stuff like Guardians, he could, like, executive producer, like, do a hands-off approach where it's like, I might, like, produce this or, like, look over and oversee it, but I won't, like, be involved that heavily?
That takes a lot of time. You know, it takes a lot of time, but at the same time, he might also walk away from doing superhero projects for a while. He made a comment about that as well, where I think maybe he's going to want to step back from doing these massive multi-$100 million films and get back into something where there's no corporate there's no corporate oversight.
One of the stuff like Brightburn or Bulko Experiment.
Yeah, and I like
Dude,
Belko Experiment.
Oh my God, Belko Experiment was so good. I would love to see a follow-up to that.
I just found it at the Dollar Tree on Blu-ray a couple weeks ago.
For
$1. Yeah, I found it for $1. I saw it in theaters when it came out because I'm a big Battle Royale type fan.
Dude, I loved it. I thought the only problem I had with it was too short because I wanted so much more.
yeah, I liked it a lot. I really enjoyed Belko Experiment. I haven't seen Brightburn.
I haven't either.
But I've heard good things about it, and then I've heard they want to do a follow-up to where it's like a bad version of Batman. Like, I've heard rumors about that, but I don't know how true that is. And then he could easily move over because, you know, he could have other movies that he wants to, you know, pawn off on like his cousins or his friends who to produce and direct these low budget, you know, very easy films that are going to be able to put his name back out there, put his name back out in the cycle. Because, you know, he needed to get past the controversial tweets. I know Grace has made a comment about the controversial tweets maybe playing a role in it. It's not. It hasn't. Not one bit.
Who cares at this point? Like, who's holding on to that and saying, I'm going to boycott this movie because of tweets that were made 3 years ago, or like 10 years ago, that surfaced 3 years ago, that they've already moved on from and apologized for?
Yeah, some people are going to try to use that as a thing because there's been a lot of people that have been.
Do you know which world we live in, RJ?
Okay, well, that's true. I'm just saying.
That is true. That's very true.
Like, I don't care anymore.
And there's also the whole notion there of, you know, like the people that are blaming this on the movie flopping. I don't know. It's a whole. Now there's a whole weird mentality. I don't want to say cult mentality.
Comparing it to like they were just saying David Ayer's version would have.
Yeah, I know. It's just it's all a mess. But anyway, look, I love Suicide Squad. I can't wait to see what comes down the pipeline. I understand that, you know, again, with this merger, we don't necessarily know all that's going to be happening, but it does appear that that we're going to probably get some big announcements come, you know, fandom in October. And I'll tell you this, though, I'm actually really happy that DC is investing into something like fandom because it gives fans a direct access point to this information and it creates an event that gets people talking, and that's good.
My question is, why isn't Marvel doing something similar? They had the Disney Investor Day, but why don't they do like a Marvel Con or something like because I remember when they had that D23 or like the El Capitan Theater, they announced Phase 3.
Yeah,
do something like that, but like a virtual event, like a Marvel.
They should. But what I liked about the Disney Investor Day was that because they didn't have much to show. And that's the thing. They didn't have a lot to show back then. It was a lot of announcements. Mm-hmm. I would be okay with them because now I feel like they've got a lot more to show, but also like they, you know, I would be, and I think that's going to kind of be the, like, you know, they Comic-Con at home, they skipped. I don't know if they're going to go to Comic-Con in November in San Diego.
I think they said they weren't. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't, weren't or were. They're not doing it? It wouldn't surprise me. I wouldn't surprise me.
I saw an article like a few weeks ago saying Marvel and DC were skipping Comic-Con, but I remember that was
that was Comic-Con at home. The in-person Comic-Con apparently is happening over Thanksgiving Day weekend, and that's going to be wild, and all things considered. But so we don't know what's going to happen. But I agree with you. I think Marvel should do their own thing. They can easily control the narrative, but they're also beholden to the House of Mouse, and the House of Mouse is very, very, very peculiar. They're very particular about how they market this stuff, and that's why Feige
stuff.
Yeah, and that's why Feige, did the Comic-Con 2019, the Hall H. They had the hour and a half. Something like that would have been really cool to see, but they paid a lot of money to Comic-Con to get that space. So, all right, let's Command Unit here dropped 30 shekels. Thank you, man. Asking to react to Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2 faction trailer.
What a mouthful that is.
Yeah, it's a game that was written by some of the best book writers for 40K, and the trailer gives a good taste of what to expect from its audiobook. He's been trying to get me into Warhammer. Yeah. So, all right. Well, it's only a minute and a half. I looked it up. We'll take a look at this real quick, and then thank you very much for that, man. So let's bring this full screen. You guys can hear that?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Across countless centuries, I have seen civilizations manifest and crumble. Truly, none last. Arrogant empires, everyone content in their belief that only they merit a place among these stars. Dogs chasing conquest, glory, even faith. I have seen servants of entropy existing only to spread their malice from one galaxy to the next. Merciless agents of disorder, committed to the annihilation of all they once stood for. Seekers of depravity and forces of cruel savagery. I watch the beleaguered populations of dying planets struggle tirelessly in the futile pursuit of betterment, or prosperity, or survival. And yet, no matter how fleeting their existence, I welcome all to a place in my carefully curated collection.
That looks cool.
Yeah, so that's a game.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I love the there's that ship that looked like had the giant skulls on it. I like really cool. The visuals are really neat. That looked pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff there. I still need to. I was gonna listen to some of the Warhammer like lore videos today, but then like I saw Max was doing a live stream, and I'm all like, all right, I'll check that one out. But we got Benson here with the super chat. Thank you. Says, so Nicotina exposed himself as a scumbag tonight. That hit job on Matt and Austin was planned. The toxic side rears its ugly head again. Max is naive.
Listen, Benson showed up on my channel yesterday, and I'm starting to like this kid or like this guy or person.
No, Mark is Mark. I've been talking to Mark. Mark's a good guy.
No, Mark's a good guy. I don't know. I
agree. Hey, listen,
I don't
Mark.
Mark. Again, but.
Yeah, Mark. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. So, yeah. Classic.
Somebody found an old photo of me and like put it on Twitter. This is like I don't know if it's trying to mock me or not. It's pretty. I'll show you guys here. This is from 2007. This is what I looked like in 2007 or 2006.
What the hell?
Oh my god! Is that really you?
That's really me. Yeah, I didn't have a beard.
Believer under your thing.
Oh, it was a documentary we were doing about a haunted location in San Diego, and my editor put it down as I'm a believer because I'd been out there, I'd seen some weird shit, and yeah, that was when I was growing my hair out.
Take no offense to this, but why do you look like Harry Potter with a beard?
Right, like a little thicker.
I don't see the beard. I don't see
Harry
maybe look. I had round glasses, which is definitely not good for my face. But the hair, the hair was longer. I grew it out for like 15 months, and so a year later, like that thing was like down to past my shoulders and stuff, man. But that beard, that just the chin thing right there is, yeah, I'm never going back to that again. That's the wrong one. So yeah, I've done that. That's an old one, man. That's an old image of me. I always kind of laugh because people try to bring it up like, well, I'll show that. I don't give a shit. Like, you know,
you can't make fun of yourself. Like, you know what I mean?
You have to. If you don't make fun of yourself, then how can other people make
fun? Yeah, exactly.
I can't make fun of other people if I can't make fun of myself.
Well, if you can't make fun of yourself, then you're, you know, if you make fun of your own self, anyone else who does it, it doesn't really matter at that point because you already made the joke about yourself. So
yeah,
you know, it leaves them defenseless.
I've brought this up before. Here, check this out. This is me at 18.
Oh God.
Yeah.
She's I didn't even look at you.
That's good.
I wasn't looking at you either.
Yeah, that's actually the original model for Mara Jade.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then this is my first San Diego Comic-Con.
She doesn't look that good anymore, though. Damn.
I don't know, man. I'm just saying, like, but yeah, I mean, look at that. Look at like the little, what is that? Pubes on my chin, like the massive double chin.
I like the way your arms look, like you look like nervous just to be standing next to her.
Yeah, and if you notice, I was wearing like my class ring on like the wrong hand. Right down there, it's like I had it on with my actual like ring finger. You know, it's on like my left hand. So it's like people might have thought that back then I was getting pussy, which I was not. Right. So you know, I could.
Look at his ring. He's got the bling, bro.
No, that was my class ring. I don't even know where it's at anymore. Then again, it's like it's just what's wrong with your face? I don't know, man. I like
the next one. It's you look short, bus.
Now here's the interesting point that someone brought up here. All right, fourth here says Harley and the marriage plot slowed the movie down. Now, some people out there have made that comment, but I think High here made a good response here, saying that I'll give you that the montage did throw me for a loop. But with that being said, Harley herself didn't need to be in this movie, but I bet that was an executive choice, which I actually very much agree with.
Here's the thing, literally my only gripe at the movie is that I feel like the marriage, that whole scene is kind of like it halts the pace of the movie just a little bit. And in some respects, I can maybe see the idea that maybe Harley being in the movie was an executive decision, because in some respects she feels non-consequential, but I like that she's there, so I don't really mind, you know? But I feel like my only gripe at the movie.
But then High here does say, and I felt Gunn made her inclusion in survival make some sense in the movie compared to the other.
Yeah, her existence was justified. I will say that. Like I said, like my only issue is some of the pacing towards the second act. That's it.
Yeah, the second act got definitely was a little bit on the slower side. I'll agree. But I didn't mean to bring that up again. I hit the wrong button. What I do want to give a shout out though to what I feel is the real breakout actor of the movie, and that of course would be Polka Dot Man's mom.
Do we have a name for this actress yet?
I'm sure she's got a name. I don't know, and I'm not even looking.
It's just Karen.
It's just Karen. Yeah,
it's gotta be Karen.
Because this lady's like a new meme now. You gotta love it.
Yeah, it's just, and that was, I mean, like that was great. Every time there was his vision, his perspective, it was always really funny.
On Starro.
Yeah, on Starro. That was really good. All right. As we're coming into the last little bit here of the show, I did want to bring up one final article here, and this is something that popped up today. Spider-Man No Way Home promo art.
I sent you some on Twitter.
You did? Well, let me see if that's a better article than this shit.
Yeah, well, no, I didn't send you an article. I sent you a picture.
It's all over my Instagram.
Yeah, it's not zoomed in though, like piece by piece. It's like a collage of like all of them, but it's really cool.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let me just fix that real quick. Oh, there's a lot of Twitter's driving me up the wall with this new, like, if we try to save anything for a DM, it's like large or medium. But all right, so we have new promo art here, and this is some of the promo art that we can see. Just different designs. This is some interesting stuff here.
Again, the
I
top
like
right
We Believe
corner.
Mysterio thing. I think that's kind of interesting because
We
to
believe
bring that
Mysterio.
storyline back. I mean, like, are we going to start there? You know, like, is that how the movie's going to start with like where we left off last time is, you know, people finding out? I would assume that's how we're going to start, right?
Probably.
So I kind of like that's there. Some of the, this one's missing all the Doctor Strange.
Well, that's actually this part right here. This article brings up the Doctor Strange stuff.
Okay.
And, and we knew that Doctor Strange was going to be in this. We know it's going to tie into Multiverse of Madness, but I feel that Doctor Strange is going to be in this a lot more than we thought.
Especially in the marketing. That's for sure.
And generally they're not going to they don't need to overmarket. Well, they don't need to overmarket Spider-Man, but Doctor Strange, I feel, is like, this is interesting right here.
Yeah, there's another one I put in the private chat that's really cool. It's like focused on like Peter Parker's like identity crisis, which I thought looked like a really cool like t-shirt design.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll bring that up here. I'll bring that up here in a second. But I like the way that looks like they're going through the sling ring. And then we got another thing here. So I mean, but if you notice, he's wearing, is this the black and gold suit, or is that
that's the Far From Home suit?
So this has got to be in the beginning of the movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
What if Doctor Strange
the blue stuff, like him shooting at the magic with the webs?
Wait, what? Say that again?
The collage showed like the spider symbol with like Doctor Strange magic and like him shooting out like blue magic beams and like the black and gold suit. Yeah, like right there.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Whoa.
I really wonder what's going
on this movie before we even get a goddamn trailer.
Oh yeah. There's someone in my Discord that's like, I'm going to be posting this fan-made No Way Home trailer every day, and I'm like, stop. But this is a very interesting one right here with their faces like this. I mean, it does feel like there's going to be a lot more with Doctor Strange as we just get through, because I mean, look, obviously he didn't get a lot of play in the last 5 years. He didn't. Like, there should, because sure, Infinity War and the very end of Endgame, but now we're getting a bit more of this in regards to.
We're going full steam ahead on Doctor Strange stuff. Like, they're pushing him big time.
Because he's kind of the key to what they're trying to do right now. Like, he's definitely the key to the multiverse, and you're gonna need him, and like, not as like a plot ploy, but kind of. You know?
So if you notice, there's like Peter Parker unmasked, and there's like a newspaper clippings calling Spider-Man a menace and stuff, like from the Daily Bugle. There's one, I don't remember where I found it, but there was one that showed like the Daily Bugle, like him like swinging by it. So it makes me wonder if like J. Jonah Jameson's going to be a big part
friend
of the
or
movie.
foe.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. I really like this design right here.
Yeah,
I think it's
different outfits, huh?
Yeah, well, I don't know why he's got so many outfits when, but then again, he had 3 of them in Far From Home.
Yeah, the collage image showed that the red and gold suit, I guess, gets destroyed or gets like really beat up, and I think it's going to turn into the black and gold suit.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I just give us a damn trailer already, you sons of bitches.
I think they're waiting. I think they're waiting for CinemaCon. Or for I don't know. I feel like the movie's gonna get delayed.
CinemaCon's already gonna get canceled. I mean, well, they're gonna do the.
I heard they're doing like a full Shang-Chi screening.
They're screening the entire movie.
Instead of doing like a panel, Marvel's just gonna screen Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Like, what the what? Why? Why?
Yeah, I think they said Sony's presentation is gonna be like 3 hours long.
3 hours long. Yeah, I'm having a feeling. I feel like we're gonna get something there. I was supposed to go. That's the sad part. I have family stuff that I'm dealing with, and I had to cancel. So
that sucks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been wanting to go to CinemaCon. as well. We'll have to maybe make out their way because Vegas isn't hard for me to get to. So
yeah. Well, I'm so here. I wasn't gonna. I mean, this was gonna be an announcement like, probably like a month from now. But I am going to most likely be taking the show to Vegas. Like I'm gonna be moving to Vegas.
Nice, dude.
Most likely. So yeah,
it's cheaper than Boston.
I'm gonna buy a house out there. I'm gonna rent this one.
It's a great time to be buying houses over there, by the way, or like even just renting over there. The market's great right now.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep my house now because this is a 4-bedroom. I'm gonna rent all the rooms out, and then I'm going to pack up and like I just broke up with the girl, and there's really nothing keeping me here, and I've always wanted to live out west, so I've been talking to, you guys know William, right?
Yeah.
So William's gonna help me out with a couple things, and yeah. So
William's a great guy. He has that shop there right down by the Stratosphere. And,
yeah, he's gonna let me do the podcast there for a while until I can build a studio. So
that's awesome, dude.
Yeah. So yeah, it's in the works.
Yeah,
nice, man.
I'll be coming out your guys' way, and then we can all like hang out and stuff. It's gonna be fun.
Vegas is Vegas is fun.
I'll probably be moving back to Vegas once I graduate from college. So
yeah. So
I'll tell you this: I will visit. I'll never move there. I can't do.
Well, I wanted to move to California. It's moving from Boston to California is spending more money.
California is also way more expensive to live in day to day.
Here's the thing: if in Vegas, from Vegas to LA, you're 4 hours. All right, and then that ain't fucking hard. Like that ain't hard. You can do,
Yeah, it's like 4 hours. Like it's at least 6 hours tops.
Not even 6. Not even. We would make it from San Diego to Vegas in like less than 6.
Yeah.
And that's but once you get to LA, you cut out the 15, you're fine.
Plus then I can have more, like, instead of doing the video interviews with actors, I can bring them in. You know what I mean? Like, it's just for what I'm doing, the show does need to eventually go out there. So, it's only a matter of time, and right now the market's like perfect. So,
I understand. I get that entirely. Eventually, what I want to do is going to require me to like probably go to LA a lot, and I don't mind that. I can make it work, but it's like still, I get it entirely. Real quick here, Benson says RJ gets splinters on his ass from all that sitting on the fence.
Well, splinters they hurt a lot. So trust me, my butt does hurt. I don't really fence and sit that much, I don't think, but I don't know.
No, I don't think you do. I don't think you do. But all right, guys, we're coming up on the 2 hour mark. I'm gonna wrap it up because it's Sunday night and I gotta get to bed. Yep. Ty, where can people find you? What you got coming up?
I am okay. So you guys can find us on YouTube, Twitter, everywhere. Basically, just search Pop Culture Corner. I actually do have this Saturday, Screen Rant. Stephen Colbert is going to come on. Some people are iffy, don't whatever, but he's going to come on. And then the week after that, I do have an interview with a full cast of a new show that's coming. So I'm doing like a Brandon Davis kind of interview. So like the whole cast and both the creators of a new Adult Swim show that's coming out. I can't say what it is. They won't let me say it until like a couple days before. So that's going to be really fun. That's the first time I'm going to be interviewing like 17, I think it's 9 people at once.
Wow.
So that's going to be really, really fun. And it's a cool new show. I got to watch all the episodes in preparation, and it's a really fun show. It's animated. It's on Adult Swim, so you kind of get the gist of it. But okay. And then Richard Citroni probably at the end of the month or beginning of September. So
nice.
We got a lot in store for you guys. And my What If review will be coming out tomorrow. So yeah, lots going on.
Awesome. And RJ, where can people find you at?
Yeah, if you want to follow me on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, it's Resident Justice. Super easy to find. Tomorrow night will be a Suicide Squad spoiler review and discussion, and then also I'll be covering What If this week. It drops on Wednesday? Is it going to be 3 episodes? Just the 1?
I honestly don't know. I would assume probably just the 1.
Okay.
Yeah, they're doing. I think they're doing it weekly. So,
Yeah.
it's they're. I'll tell you this. They're around 30 minutes long. So
Okay. Yeah, that's not bad at
Yeah.
all. Yeah, I'm
So,
excited for that show. So I'll be covering that in my channel for sure.
Yep, it's a great show. Great. Like some of the best animation I've seen. So, and yeah, I was blown away. Truly, honestly, really, because Marvel animation. It's really not like it's never been that great. It doesn't even come close to DC, but this is definitely going to change the tide in how we perceive Marvel's animation. So, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, they're definitely putting money into this, although the voice talent is a little bit
Yeah,
disappointing.
I will. Before we go, I will tell you this. They got a lot of people, but they didn't get a lot of people as well. And they changed some stuff. They changed some people, and it's just like, I really wish you just got the person.
Yeah, just fork over the money, or at least make it
It
work.
is. It's the money. Yeah, it's the money. But I'd say out of the three, the third episode is my favorite. So, yeah, cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All
right, guys.
Well, yeah, and then I'll be back on tomorrow night as well, resuming usual days. This is kind of a special one. I do still want to take the weekends off.
I asked him to do this.
He did. I was working on a patio commentary for District 9, which I'll probably continue working on tomorrow. Just collecting. I'm trying to do a new way about it where
do one of those with you.
And well, that's kind of the point. Is I want to do. I have the script done, and right now I'm just kind of building like a visual assets, which generally every piece of information has a different image associated with it, and then I just kind of build it as a PowerPoint, and then we could talk about it, give our thoughts.
Yeah, I would love to do one with you.
I'm trying to I like it from more of a conversation. Like I was re-listening to some episodes, and I was scripting them, and I like that too. But I kind of feel like the flow of it, having it kind of bounce off somebody else, and then sure the episodes are going to be a little bit longer, but I think there's a better flow. And you may not know certain things like about like let's say District 9 being banned in a specific country. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Things along those lines. Yeah, and there's a lot there. I like to kind of dive in as much as I can. Some of these things take a little bit because there's really not a lot of information. So it is what it is. But anyway, guys, I'll probably have that the next couple days. So, all right, and command unit here, another 15 shekels, man. Thank you so much. Says night, everyone. Night, guys. Thank you again for coming in. Have yourself a great night, and peace the hell out.